Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Shino. We're back in all the mods 10 to the sky. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. I'm going to sleep the night away. And last episode, we did get our mystical agriculture stuff going. Let's run over here and take a little bit of a peek-see. Not much has changed. I did, however, I can't remember if I made these on, but I did make the ice seeds. As well as we've got the wood and the dirt seeds. So mystical agriculture in this pack, you do not get the opportunity to get like the iron and copper and yada, 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 right? If we go to E and we go to mystical, here's the collection of seeds and essence you can get. Of course, the elementals, stone, dirt, wood, ice, the different types of stone, nature, dyes. And then you can get all of the mob essence. And then you can also get nether stars, draconium, wither skeleton essence, enderman, yeah, and awakened draconium and dragon egg essence. Okay, so what you don't see here is you don't see the coal essence, you don't see the iron, the copper, the gold, all that's not there. So, typically, I like to use mystical agriculture as the way to get a majority of my metals and such, but we're not going to be able to do that, which is no big deal. There's plenty of other ways in this mod pack to be able to get our ores. So I'm not too concerned with it. But what it does, though, is it does mean I'm going to change this around. I'm not going to have 4 of these big planter beds going. Okay. Probably will only have 1, and we're probably going to keep it focused, or maybe 2. We may keep it focused just on the infernium essence and growing it and multiplying it into everything else that we need. Cool. All right, so that is mystical agriculture. We did get the building gadgets going, and I am starting to figure out a little bit more about how this all works. I made a centrifuge. And I'm going to try to kind of work on it. So I'll come back as I learn more about this. I'll fill in the blanks. I went ahead and we're going to start getting into the flex networks. We need to start moving power around without having piping everywhere. And so we're going to start getting into flex networks. I did go ahead and make the flux. This is the process, typically you would have this is bedrock, but we don't have bedrock, right? So you can make the obsidian, the compressed obsidian, 1x compressed, so it's 9 obsidian blocks. Put it down there, and then you can do the exact same thing. Throw your redstone down there and click it. We're going to do that in this episode. We're going to walk through some of that. All right, so I am back because we got a little bit of an issue here. I am setting up, we got rid of our initial ore processing area that we had here. And I guess I can get rid of this one now too. But we got rid of our initial ore processing that we had going on here. And I want to start building, the long-term, what's it going to be like as we go forward. So much the same way, we're going to be sieving the stuff here, putting it into a barrel and compressing it, and I'm using the advanced compressor this time, advanced compactor. We could use this if we wanted to do this by if we want to do it by mob instead of by the individual item, we could. But there's only 10. We got enough space here for 16 in the advanced compact filter, so no big deal. Here's the issue. All right, we need to get power and items going into here. Hello, Rain. Power and items going into here. And then we need to have only the ores get processed here. So I thought, okay, we'll use the pipe upgrade with a filter and we'll add the items in. The problem is that filter affects the output. So that means no other items would come out. So we'd have to have another output area, which, we could do. I could put in connect this one and do the output for everything else there. But I'm not sure if that's really the cleanest way. So what we're going to do in this episode is, one, I want to fix this area up here real quick. We're going to test something. using the storage controllers. So we're going to test that. If that works, then we're going to upgrade our obsidian furnace to a netherite furnace. Because yes, believe it or not, we can actually do that already. And then what else we got? I've got a couple other things here I want to do. Yeah, then we're going to get into the flex networks and see about setting up the harvester pylon for the mystical agriculture. Cool. That's the plan. Let's get started. So we're going to need a storage controller. And we've got 10 ores that we're going to be dealing with. So I think 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't need all 10 of those. I just need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 5 of those. We've got that. We're going to need our universal pipes. Let's grab another pipe upgrade. I think that will work. And eventually, we're probably going to have to go with the modular router. And so we're going to need puller, cinder, speed, and stack upgrades. Cool. I think we're going to find out. Oh, and I'm going to need the... I'm going to need these. Boom and boom. I think that's it. Let's go see if we can put this together. So we've got a bunch of ores that are stored in there right now. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put this on redstone on when powered. And then let's see about just moving this over. I should be pulling everything out. We get into here and it's not going to go anywhere. Can we let's speed that up? Yeah, that'll go a little bit faster. Cool. All right, so let's get that emptied out. We want to get everything back to, it's over here and it's been sifted. And now we're waiting for distribution, right? That's the zero state we want to be at. All right, that's done. Let's clean this all up. Cool. So we're back to a zero state now. We don't have any items flowing over to here. So let's get rid of that, and let's get rid of that for now. So here's my thought. What if instead of using the sophisticated storage, what if we put this into a storage controller? Okay. And then we can hook up these. You know what? And it really doesn't matter where we put them at, but let's get them a little centered. We'll do that and give me this one on this end. And we'll put it over here. So, there. Cool. So we've got that. Now we should, or we need, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure that now configuration, these are all locked. And then now we can link it to that, and that. Cool. So those are now linked, and we're gonna have to clear this area out here. Because now what I think we can do is I think now we can take this and we can hook that up to here. All right. Now this is getting, there we go. This is getting power. That power is coming in through the ultimate cable. And all of that is flowing from inside here. I've replaced all of this with ultimate cable. All the power distribution that we had coming through. So now that is providing power up to here, and it's providing power over to here, and it's moving items, or it can move items. We got to be careful, but it should be able to move items from here over to here, but only if they have a spot to go. All right. So if it has a spot to go to, it'll flow into here. If it doesn't have a spot to go to, it will not flow into there. Oh, we don't want that connected. No. Right? It's because we only want the stuff to come from here. We only want stuff from here to go into there. We don't want it to go anywhere else. Okay? The only way we want stuff to get into here is from the back of this area. And I think this will work. We're going to test this. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's take this gold, right? And I'm going to put gold right there. Okay. Now we need to make something I forgot to make. We need to make this thing. Okay, and that's going to need any glass pane. I don't have any glass panes. No big deal. 6. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's go up here because I may have some up here. Where? Over here. Glass panes. I do. Cool. So we got glass panes. We're going to need iron. What else do we need? We need redstone and a button. Give me 1 piece of stone. 1 piece of redstone. Oh, 2 pieces of redstone. Cool. All right, so what can we do with this thing here? Well, we can now set a destination, right? And we can do that right there. We set a destination saying, hey, pull items out and stick them over here. And so we're going to use the improved filter, and we're going to have it sit on whitelist. And now we can add one of those. And now we can go through and we can add the ores that we want, this, and we're going to set destination as that. Or I guess we could set destination as any, couldn't we? I'm going to hit submit, and is it pulling? No. Oh, well, hold on. I don't have an input set, do I? Front, bottom, back. There we go. We'll sit on distribution. Cool. Now, bottom is going to be the output, but we don't want it to go out on the same pipe. Do I have... I don't have the item pipe. Item pipe. And somewhere here should be... There it is. Should be a pipe. So I'm going to use that as my distribution pipe. And I think... Can I click? Yeah. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use the advanced... or the improved pipe upgrade. And we're going to change that over to an output. And we're going to give it that. Sweet. So that should be pulling everything over to here. And then everything should be going into the inventory system. So now this is all connected. And it's coming into this spot right here. So basically my input that I've been using for... you know, everything I had over there, it's coming in here, but now via a pipe. And then that pipe is then saying, okay, put it into here first. If it can't, then cycle it along. So this should be working. The only issue is, let's test something here. I think I just want to test and see, do I have to have a filter on that? Or was it not filtering because of... Aha, okay, do not need to have a filter. All right, so can I now come down here and say redstone mode on, ignored. Everything's going over. Oh no, where's it going? Where is it going to? Went up into there. We don't want that. All right, let's turn that off. All right, so yeah, 2 obvious problems here. One, because I'm now using this as the item pipes, it's no longer getting power to here. Second problem being is that now this is being able to backfeed up into it. So you see what we need to do? I do. We may have to kind of swap this around just a little bit. We're going to need the advanced pipe coming into here, the universal pipe. And we probably need to have the item pipe, item pipes going from here over to there. We don't need power going to this one, right? But we've got to get item pipes coming out from here. So here's how I'm going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and put another go-between right here. Put you there. There we go. Now we'll set our output. I'm going to set it up this way. I'm going to do the output to the left. Bottom's where the power is going to come in at. And then the back is the input. Cool. All right. So there's that. We're going to have to do a little more deconstructing here. Figure out where this thing's at again. There we go. All right. So we're going to use this as the output now. All along here. Cool. That's the output. See if I can do it this way. Can I do that and then shift? Yes. Boom. All right. So that gives us our output. So anything that comes into here will then make it into our supply system. Cool. All right, I need to move the universal pipe because it's going to be coming right up the center here. Okay. And we're going to get rid of that connection there and that connection there. And then this is going to be where we put in the standard item pipe here. Can I get it? We have to go around. All right. Does that look like it's going to work? Looks like it's going to work now. Okay. So anything that ends up in this chest. Oh, yeah. This will work. This will work. I need to connect that also to this line right across here. This is going to be a little difficult, but not impossible. So the reason we're going to have to connect it to this pipe over here is because there's going to be some items that are going to be collected in here that are not going to need to be processed over here. They're not going to have a destination on this wall. And because they don't have a destination on that wall, they need to go someplace else, which means they need to feed into this line here. And the output on that is going to say, hey, you know, put this to the farthest destination first. I think I can do it like this. Dig down. And then one more time. Perfect. Oh, one more. Excellent. There we go. Perfect. All right. Think through this again. This needs to put its output to two different locations, either into here or someplace else. Okay. I think that's going to work. Everything that comes into this one will be pulled into the obsidian furnace, or we're getting ready to place it to a netherite furnace. The output from the netherite furnace will put it into this oak barrel. That oak barrel will then output all of its contents to farthest. We got to set that up for farthest. So I swap that to an output, attach, and distribute farthest first. So what does that mean? If it can't go, the farthest point it can go to is going to be this one right here. So it'll always go to this one. I don't think there's a specific filter you can set by location, right? I mean, if you did it with an empty whitelist, maybe that would work. All right. This one is going to be, hold on. It may be okay. Always off, ignored, on when powered. It took a bunch of stuff in there, right? But we don't have an output for it yet. Just the gold. Only thing it should have taken was the gold. Yes. Only thing it took was the gold. Cool. Oh, mercy. Okay. So this one will be distributed to the nearest first with that, but we're going to put it on we're not going to put a whitelist or a blacklist on it because we're going to we're going to control the output with that. So gold, it's been done. Let's see. Iron. There we go. Now it feels a little safer. All right. Gold, iron. Let's pull in the copper, osmium, lead, and nickel. Okay. Why is it not outputting from here? Oh, we don't have a filter set. We don't have an output set up for it. Oh, hold on. No, it shouldn't need an output set up for it, right? It should be pushing into here. Aha. Cool. All right. Now it's going right. All right. We ready to test this thing? So I need to open this back up because we need to kick this ignored. Okay. Everything seems to be moving along pretty good. Now I know that some of this stuff is not going, into here, and that's okay. Cause I just want to kind of test this just to make sure that I've got this set up properly. So all the items are flowing into here. We should start to see nickel's almost done. There we go. We just saw that one go down. And the next one we'll see go down should be the iron. There we go. Iron's going. It's cool. Everything is processing properly. And we should be seeing iron going up here momentarily. There it goes. Iron's going up. So yes, everything is coming through properly. Now, anything that can't be processed is going to show up over here, which is perfect because now whenever we have an item that we need to get, to run through the process, we can just come over and say, you go there, you go there, you go there, and you go there. All right, let's go ahead and kick this one on. I've got the puller module in there, but it's blank right now. So I'm going to go ahead and right click it, drop it into there. You'll see we've got speed upgrades. We could probably do a couple stack upgrades. That would move the items faster. We've got a diamond upgrade in here. So it's going to be processing 16 items at a time. It's going to dump all of its contents that come in into here. If it is an iron, if it's an ore, there you go. It'll pop up over into this one. We've got an overflow in case it gets too busy, but I don't think we're going to have to worry about that until we speed it up. All those items will end up coming to this storage controller. Can't go in. It'll move around all the way around, and anything that cannot be found in the storage will pop up over here. Like these cocoa beans, which cocoa beans, let's throw you right there. So everything that can't be processed will show up into there. That's going to work out just fine. Now we're not to the point where ore doubling yet, but that's okay. Now the rest of this is going to be relatively scalable. When I go to hook up the next one here, for now, we'll have to have the ultimate pipe for delivering the power, but we're getting ready to get away from that, so we can get rid of the ultimate pipe. So next one, if we go to do this again, we'll just have to drop in another modular router with the pick and the pull, set this system up again right here, and then just connect to the yellow one right there. And that's it. That's all we'd need to do. Well, and then set the filter. So that's cool. I call that a win. I like that. Yeah, most good. I like that. So let's go to E. We can get rid of that. So now let's get our netherite furnace made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this off of there for now. I'll throw you guys back into there. And while this is going, any metals that come in, they're just going to store up there. We're not going to have to worry about them, overflowing. Yet we can hold up to 1,000 ores up there. Oh yeah. Hey, by the way, tree farm. Talked about this in the last episode. We had the bonsai or the hopper botany pot put up, not the bonsai one, but the hopper botany pot put up. I went ahead and did them all over here, hooking them up to each one of the 6 major tree saplings. And that same thing, it's feeding into this one, which then routes it around. That's why we had cocoa beans just a second ago, but now we have wood coming in all the time. So we don't have to worry about wood. And looks like I need to put, I've got copper upgrades on these 3. It looks like I need to put upgrades on those 3. Let's do that. And then I'm using the void upgrades. Cool. Yeah, we want to do that, right? Because there's no stop from that area over there until it gets over to this area. So there's no backstuffing allowed. And so if an item can't be backstuffed, you want to avoid it or find a way of being able to shut off the manufacture process. And this, I'm just going to void them. All right, let's take a look at what we're going to need for the netherite furnace upgrade. Magma creams, which we can make all of that now. We don't have to worry about that one. We can also get magma creams from the blackstone. So do we have some? Oh, we have some already. Cool. So we're going to need 3 magma creams, a furnace. Soul sand or soul soil. How do we make soul soil? Maybe I misread that. Oh, it's any of them. Yeah, so soul sand, any of them. Is that some that we are automating over here? It is. Cool. All right, let's get 4 ancient debris. And to turn this over, yeah, we probably want to do the hammer on it because that'll give us 2. Anything else? The squeezer doesn't guarantee 2. Yeah, let's just go ahead and go with the hammer. Give me 2 iron, 3 sticks. Here we go. 8 netherite scraps. And we're going to need 4 and 4 gold. Oh, I got to double that recipe. Got to double that recipe. There we go. And now, 4 pieces of netherite. And then the 3 magma creams, and we're good to go. Right. Netherite furnace. And if you look, we've already got 14 aluminium ingots. Yeah. Let's take a look. Use. No. Okay. Yeah, we're going to need more than that. I thought maybe it was 1 around all the way around it. I was going to say, hey, we could do that already. Not a chance. Not yet. But here we go. And we're going to throw the augment in there. And we're going to do the auto input, auto output. That is the output. And the back is the input. I'm just going to set the rest of these to I'll put that one to fuel input, backs input, left output. Whoa, look at it go. Auto split it. Oh, yeah. Beautiful. That took care of a lot in a very short period of time. Yeah, maybe a couple of those will probably be just fine for processing all this once we get it all set up. And we may, we may have to expand this a little bit to do more than just, what we've got going here. How's the, see if we can pop over here and see, make sure there's no problem going on here. Let's go ahead and take those three. Let's go upgrade that one also. So real simple to upgrade. It is a 3-to-1 exchange. Do I have any more over here? I just got the one left. Okay. Yeah, it's a 3-to-1 exchange. So once you have 3 of the gold upgrades and you want to do the next step, yeah, that's how you do it. Cool. All right, we're going to let that go. That's going to give us our base metals. That's where we're going to get, we'll get diamonds from that too, right? We'll get diamonds. Just going to double check. Yeah, gravel. We get the emeralds, the diamonds. Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yep. So we'll have to, I'll have to continue to set this up. I'll do a couple more of these between episodes. I'm not going to do, you see it. That's how we're going to do it. And once I get done, I'll just have a whole line of them going right here and everything connecting and flowing just like before. Making sure that this destination, where we're setting up at, if it's going to be processing metals to here, then that'll be the closest location to it. Cool. We take a look at my to-do list here. We got that taken care of. Yep. All right. So let's make some more flux here. Now, I went ahead and made a stack, but we'll walk through the process here. So I'm going to grab 2 more sticks, grab 3 more stacks. So you want to take and throw this stuff down. Oh, and turn your magnet off. That should do it. Dang magnet. And then click it. There you go. Once it's down, you have to break it again. There's the sound effect. A little bit of a delay there. Didn't quite get it. Here we go. Perfect. We grab the other stack I've got over here. So that gives us 4 stacks. And we're going to need to make the flux blocks. And we're going to need to make the flux cores. Flux cores, we're going to need some more obsidian. So let's go grab. Oh, I'm just going to grab a stack right now. And then Eyes of Ender. Gimme. I'm trying to remember how many of these I'm going to need for the flux cores. So a flux block is going to require 4 of them. And then to make the flux controller, we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to need 20, 21. Yeah, quite a few of them. Let's just go ahead and make as many as we can right now. Yeah, a stack of 64 is going to be just fine. So let's make these. And we'll make that. And there is our flux controller. Now, flux controller is good and all, but it doesn't do a whole lot without the other pieces that go along with it. So we need to make the flux plug. And we're going to need to make the flux point. And probably should go ahead and make the basic flux storage. I don't know if we need to go to the Herculean. Let's just go with that one for now. We're going to need that panes of glass back. Now I'm just going to make these just, as I need them. There's a flux plug. And here we go for the flux point. Cool. And we're going to need 6 more of these. Awesome. Let's get this thing set up. All right. So from this area right up here, I'm going to put this in probably here. That'll be the flux storage location. And I'll put the flux network right on top of it. And I forgot my universal pipes. All right, let's name it. No network available. Click create new network. Let's just shorten that down, shall we? Shino's fine. There we go. Shino's network will give us our little turquoise color and create. Connect that to the network. Just not getting power in? Oh, hey, that won't connect. All right, let's see. Receives energy from adjacent blocks, passively adding energy to your flux network. We'll put that there. Shino's network, bypass limit. Cool. So now it is receiving power. It is going into there. Sweet. And I am now stuck there. And do that again. Cool. Oh, like, why is that pipe not coming up to me? Why is it not coming up to me? Cool. Okay, so we've got the power going into there, power flowing into that. So we should now, And I'm trying to think of something we can attach this to. Something that's using power. Oof, that's using power. Let's demonstrate with this one. Okay, this has no power in it. Click it onto the network. And it's now full power. Yay! Wireless power for the win. Oh, that's going to be so much easier. All right, we're going to let that run for a while. Let's pop in here. There's a couple more things that we want to build. And I'm going to clear this inventory out. All right, we have, we do want to start compressing, or there's certain items that we want to manufacture, you know, as we kind of progress through this. And it's not going to be as important. But for example, you know, one of the items that we're going to want to make is going to be the next tier of the essence here. Okay. And it all has to be done. I go back into the recipe here and I hit U for use. To go up to the next tier, you got to have 4 of these and you got to craft it into the, you're using one of the crystals. And each one of these crystals has a different usage for it, a different amount that it can be used for, except for when you get to the master one and it doesn't have any more durability. So this is kind of a long process. This is not something that we want to sit here and do over and over ourselves. We want it just to kind of happen and then just kind of get filled up here. So let's take a look at what we're going to need to do to make that crystal. So I'm going to go here to U. We're going to go to down to here and bookmark that recipe. So that's what it's going to look like. Now I did get this Infernium gemstone as a reward. So I don't have to make it. What did I do with it? There it is. And we're going to need 4 of these. Cool. We can make the Infernium crystal. And now it is a matter of doing this over and over and over again. And as you can see, the durability on this crystal is going down. And so you know exactly, you know, how much you can make off of it. Now, the other problem we're into is that we're already used up and we're down on what's going on here as far as what we need from the Inferium essence. And so, you know, we're going to have to harvest this and keep doing this, you know, over and over and over again. Well, I think it's time that we automate the harvesting of this area. We set this up to auto harvest it and put it into our storage system, just like everything else. And then we can use then that way we don't have to like take the time to go over there and harvest that stuff. And then we can add in the ability also to auto craft what you just saw me doing using the Inferium crystal here to auto craft it to the next tier. So let's work on that. So to do that, we're going to start off with the pylon, the harvester pylon. So we're going to need 3 blocks of polished blackstone, some hay, iron bars, and some quartz slabs. I'm going to grab a stack of that. There we go. Oh, wrong way. There we go. We got 4 of those quartz. You know what? I think I actually made some quartz in here. Salt. Let's check. It seems like I remember having some quartz someplace. Oh man, that's a lot of chicken eggs coming. Time to shut the chickens off. I don't see it. Maybe not. We'll check in this one. All right. I already looked in this one. You know what we ought to do? Go ahead and pull this out too. Go ahead and get that processed. I didn't find any, so let's just, oh wait, hold on. Was it here? I know there's some quartz someplace. I remember seeing it and setting it aside and thinking to myself, hey, I'm going to use this. Boy, I can't remember what I did with it. No worries. Let's grab stack and 1, 2, 3. And there we go. There's the slabs. What else we need? The iron and the hay. Oh my gosh, I just see what I did there. I didn't realize I did that until just now and I looked over. That's okay. I'll get it back. All right, let's make a few bars. I thought I had some, but I can't find those either. Should give us what we need. There we go. All right, now the harvester pylon by itself doesn't really do anything. It's got to have some tools with it. We can go ahead and put this down inside the water block here, and let's open it up. So we can set the size on this. And of course, we're going to do this as a 9x9. Show the working area. Show working area. Oh, we'll test it. Anyways, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put in our hose into there and put a storage on top of it. Now, specifically, I don't want to just use a storage chest. Okay. What I'd like to use is the ender chest. So we're going to make 2 of these. And yeah, that's pretty simple. So grab me 1, 2, 3, 4. What was it? I have ender? Which one was it? Ender pearl. 2 of those. Need 4 more. So we're going to be making 2. 2 chests, 2 pieces of wool, and there they are. There's the iron bars. And 4 pieces of obsidian. 2. All right, you guys know how ender chests work. Yeah, well, these have color coding on top of it. So we can change the color on these. And I would really like to go with, maybe cactus green left. I'm not seeing any. Let's just go with our lime. Since we got lots of lime, let's just go with lime. And you have 3 different color combinations. So you can do 999 channels. Each one of these combinations you set up becomes like a new channel and they become linked. Okay, so I'll demonstrate. I'll put that there. I'm going to open this thing up. I'm going to put these 2 blocks into there. Open this up. No blocks on it. Click on that. Open it up. 2 blocks. And they both open up. So yeah, you set the channel the way you want it. And then that becomes, you know, how things move around. I like to use single channels like this, a single color on it. Anytime I'm working with a major network, and then if I need a sub network between it, I'll set up with 2 different colors on it. But in this situation, I think we'll be fine just with just the 1. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this right here. And we're going to put the export right there. And we're going to use the improved pipe upgrade right there. Cool. I'll put that on top of there. And we're going to check it. I can't remember. You may have to have a pipe in between that. So we may have to put another storage unit there. Just in case. Do I have a... Nope, don't. Okay. Let's grab one. We're going to test this just to see. So let's grab one of these and one of those. And yeah, we'll just take one of those with us also, just in case. Excellent. Now, we're going to need a hoe. Or not a hoe. We're going to need... Is it a hoe? No, it's going to be a sickle, right? Yeah, we're going to need a hoe. And we can use the standard ones, right? We could use the regular diamond hoe. Let's make one of those. Real quick. Give me that. There we go. Yeah, see, we can use that. The other thing that we can do, and I don't know if I can upgrade this. Let's see. Yeah, we can upgrade it. So we can make the inferium ingots and the inferium gemstones, and we can turn it into a higher graded. Let's make 2 of those. 8 more. There we go. And there's 2 of those. Now we need to convert that over to. Let's go up to. Yeah, let's make this one. Right? Oh, we got to make the other one too. Okay, that's right. Let's get 8 more of these. Just give me that whole stack. Give me that whole stack. Give me that whole stack. Give me 2, 2. And there we go. That gives us our first one. So that is the tier 1 inferium hoe. It has a little more durability than the diamond one. You know, lasts a little better. Cool. Now let's upgrade it to this one. So we're going to need 2 more of those. Cool. There we go. Now we've upgraded it, you know, one more time. It's gone a little bit higher now. And every time that we make this jump, we get to the point where, you know, it becomes a little better and a little better. And eventually you can see once you get to the supremium level, it becomes unbreakable. Now this thing is going to have to be replaced. It's not going to last forever, but it's going to last just a good while. So let's go ahead and get this put into place. And don't recall. I don't think this needs any power. Okay. Hey, see, it's working. So now every time that any of this gets to maturity, this thing will harvest it. That's what I wanted to see. Is it covering the whole range? Yes, it is all the way over there. So yep, that's all good. So every time anything gets harvested, it's going to go into the ender chest. The ender chest then going to dump it over into our storage system. And so you can see, you know, we were completely out of what was here. We took it out of there and see it's going up. Cool. And we should have some items. Do we have anything coming over here yet? Nope. Cool. Well, we do have a couple of new items here. Let's grab grab 2 of those. Oh, we don't need to. We got 2 there already. There we go. So now we got a spot for that stuff. All right. We're not going to get into the auto crafting of that stuff just yet. There's still some more stuff that I need to get done, I think, before we get to that point. But however, I'm pretty satisfied with where we are right now. So we don't have to do anything, and we've got resources coming in all over again. We've got our wood coming in automagically. We've got mystical agriculture stuff's coming in automagically. We've got a wireless power network. We have our mystical agriculture farm is now set up to auto finish. Can I get in there to look? There it is. Cool. So that's going. We don't have to worry about that at all. Next thing I probably need to do is expand this field and probably put in a second one, but the second one I put in will probably just be nothing but the inferium seeds. That's probably all it's going to be. Oh, hey, I know one thing we can do. I think, can we upgrade this farm? Maybe not with the seeds on it. Yeah, I think with the seeds on it, we can't upgrade it. So let's kill that one. There we go. And now we can put it back. Excellent. Okay, so that's going to, you see, normal 100%, secondary chance is 20%. With the upgrade to the better soil, we get 150% output, but only a 10% secondary chance. So less chance of getting seeds, but better chance of getting the components. So I think that's what we're going to do here. And that should just about do that. Awesome. Yep. So that'll definitely increase the amount of inferium that we're able to get. It'll start coming in a lot faster now. And we're going to need that because, like I said, we're going to have to replace this every so often. Cool. All right. I think that's going to do it for this episode of All the Mods 10. Hope you're enjoying the series. Good progress today. Things are getting a little cleaner and looking a little better. I feel more confident in what we're setting up here. There's a few things that I've had to tear down. For example, you know, we don't have our stuff for getting into power. We don't have that stuff set up anymore, the Energizer. But now that we've got wireless power generation or power movement set up, it'll be a lot easier to get that moved into place. So that's cool. We were going to work on the mob farm. Changed my mind on that one. We will get into the mob farm next. Don't you worry. So yeah, next episode, come back. We'll put together the mob farm. All right, folks. Hey, thanks for spending time with me. This is Shino, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.